just be a single. 5 overs are gone in this RCB innings. They are 42 for no loss. Still an over to come in the power play. Still no sign of Mark Wood. We expect to see him in action very, very shortly. Your thoughts on what you've seen so far, Abhishek? Then you're going to be joined for the very first time this afternoon by Matt Kabir-Floyd.
I think what Lucknow Super Giants have done well, that even though RCB haven't lost a wicket and they're going at 8 runs an over, which isn't a great scoring rate in terms of, if you look at the pitch and we look at the dimensions of the ground, it's not a very big ground, Chinnaswamy. So I think both teams at this point in time would be pretty satisfied with the way they're going.
Yeah, it's been a very even start, hasn't it, so far, you'd have to say, and the atmosphere, keep mentioning it, but the sights and sounds of the Chinnaswamy in full flow with Kohli batting, the chance of Kohli. It is one of the great scenes of the IPL. Really small stadium, it's right on top of you. You know very well, Abhishek. Here's Mark Wood, first time. He comes in for his first delivery to Faf du Plessis. Yorker right in on leg stump, zeroing in on the stump straight away. Wood, who missed the previous game, 149.7 kilometres an hour. His first ball, missed the previous game with flu, but he took 8 wickets in his first 2 games. He could be a key man today for Lucknow.
Yeah, that was just his, he's just getting warmed up. 149 kilometers. I mean, a lot of people will wish they could bowl at 149. We're just watching that replay of that 5 wicket he got against Delhi Capitals, 5 for 14, and that was very fast. We bowled some incredible bounces in that spell. But that's what you expect from Mark Wood. And looking at the field position, there's a deep fine and there's a deep square leg. So none of the fielders on the offside are outside the circle. So everyone, even the third, is inside the 30-yard circle. So there's no margin of error for him to bowl the ball outside off stump.
149 Ks to start with. Here's the second ball, full and straight, and this time dispatched by Kohli, who backs away. It was very full and just plants him straight back over his head for a boundary. Didn't quite get all of it, but a magnificent shot nonetheless. 47 without loss, Kohli up to 34.
It shows how much time he's got. When you're bowling at 150 clicks, I mean, a lot of people will struggle to see the ball, really. But Virat Kohli had all the time, giving himself a little bit of room, a little shimmy outside the leg, and off she goes over the bowler's head. Great extension of his hands as well. Wonderful shot.
Really was. It was almost as if Kohli was expecting that delivery after the first one from Wood. What's going to be the response here? Will he go short? Bit shorter, but that is dismissed once again, this time over deep mid-wicket for 6 by Kohli. Hardly moved his feet at all. It was nonchalant, to say the least. He just flicked Mark Wood into the stands. What an extraordinary pair of shots.
Oh my God, what a shot that was. Probably the shot of the day so far for me. And there's no respect shown for somebody who's bowling at 150 kilometers, 78 meter long. Oh, he's looking an ominous touch at the moment, Virat Kohli. And if he keeps batting like this, RCB definitely has a chance in this year's IPL. We often say that every year, but Virat Kohli is looking very different this year.
He is. Vintage Virat. 50 partnership of 33 balls between these two, Kohli and du Plessis. Batted really well in the first game together against the Mumbai Indians to get them over the line. Here comes Wood for his 4th delivery. That's better. Good hard length into Kohli's leg stump. He pushes it to mid-on. They scamper through for a single, but Wood already just 4 balls into his spell. He's gone for 12. He's under pressure. He's the joint leading wicket taker in the competition, yep. Abhishek. He's just played 2 games, but 8 wickets in 2 games. It just shows, doesn't it? Things can change very quickly in T20. Immediately, he's having to pull things back in his spell.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we loved the theatre when Mark Wood was bowling, and it was Chepak and MS Dhoni walks in with 5 balls to go, hit the first 2 deliveries for 2 sixes. I mean, that was, I think, the best. That was the best time of this year's IPL, the best thing which has happened in this year's IPL, even though he got out in the 3rd delivery. But similar fashion again, Virat Kohli now against Mark Wood. Those 2 shots were just absolutely brilliant.
Faf du Plessis on strike this time. Rather hits the bottom of the bat as he tries to force Wood through the offside. It goes to mid-off. They come through for another single. So 1 ball left of the power play. 55 without loss at the moment. I think at the start of the over we were saying it was quite even, but now would you say RCB the happier side?
Absolutely. And that's what you want as a side. You want to finish the power play somewhere around 55-60 without losing too many, and they haven't even lost 1. some of the shots we have seen in today's game from Virat Kohli, just incredible. It's just one of those hardest shots in cricket to play, and he's played it with so much ease. Brilliant.
Final ball of Wood's first over. He comes and he bangs it in short. This is controlled very nicely by Kohli down to third man. He didn't try to hit that too hard, but it's a very short boundary, so only a single taken down to Ravi Bishnoi there. The power play is complete. 56 without loss, RCB, and that is going to be the signal for the first strategic timeout of the innings. And I'd imagine that Lucknow need it more than RCB at this stage. They've got plenty of bowling, Abhishek, haven't they? You look at it, they've got plenty of spin options, and the spinners bowled really well against the Sunrisers in their previous game, which they won. The likes of Krunal Pandya, Amit Mishra, who at 40 years old is back in the starting 11 today. He was an impact player in the game before, and they've also got Bishnoi. So when do they use that spin?
I think they missed a trick or two. If I was reading that side, I probably would have used Bishnoi in the power play, just because he's got that googly, he's got a skidder, he got that leg spinner. And I always feel that the leg spinner you always think that's a better wicket-taking option than a left-arm spinner who's just going to come out there and bowl those delivery which is going to pitch and come into the right-hander. So I just thought they missed the trick. They should have got either Amit Mishra or Bishnoi in that power play and try and take a wicket. But now both these players are set. Doesn't matter which bowler you bring, it's a spinner or a fast bowler. You've allowed them to settle down, even though Faf du Plessis only played 11 deliveries. A lot of pressure has been taken off from him because of that innings from Virat Kohli of 42 of just 25 deliveries. But as you said, yeah, they've got plenty of options in terms of Ravi Bishnoi. Amit Mishra, again, he was playing for Deccan Chargers with me in 2011. I can't believe he's still playing cricket in the IPL, which is absolutely brilliant. But he's been a terrific performer. I think he's in the top 3 highest wicket taker ever in the history of IPL. He's got the most amount of hat-tricks as well. He's been a seasoned campaigner.
Yeah, so you can see him in the huddle right now. Little Amit Mishra, 40 years old, very recognisable figure. He's actually just outside the top 3. I think he's 2 off Malinga. So if he gets 2, he will go level with Malinga into the top 3. He's been around for a very, very long time, knows what he's doing. The impact play is almost perfect for him, isn't it? You can bowl his 4 overs and then get him off.
And that's what I was going to say. If anybody is swapped with an impact play, it has to be Amit Mishra. I don't think they would fancy him coming in there and batting. But as long as he can do the job with the ball, which he very well would do, but at the moment we can see there's a change. Probably it's going to be Ravi Bishnoi, who's been one of their main bowlers in the last few seasons. He's a wicket taker, keeps things tight as well, and got some lovely variations.
He's had a very good start to the competition, Bishnoi. 6 wickets in the first 3 games. Economy rate just 6.25 as well. So he's taking wickets and keeping the runs down. Hasn't played a T20 international for India since September last year. So the IPL, a big opportunity for him to impress and get back in the 11. He's only 22 years old, so time is on his side. Very different type of a leg spinner to Amit Mishra as well. It'll be interesting to see if they bowl in tandem, where we can analyse the different techniques that they have in terms of delivering the ball. But it's going to be Bishnoi to start off with. To Kohli. Or was it fast? Outside off stump, just eased off the middle of the bat to Carl Mayers out on the offside boundary for a single. 57 without loss. Kohli up to 43 off 26.
I think the very evident differentiation we can say is that Bishnoi is a very modern day leg spinner, and Amit Mishra is a classic old leg spinner who loves to give it a bit of a flight, a bit of spin. And Bishnoi comes in, bowls really fast, and a lot depends on his variations.
Slight figure of Bishnoi. He really is a slight figure, isn't he? Comes in, fires it in to leg stump, and it's clipped away to Krunal Pandya, sweeping behind square on the leg side for just a single for Faf du Plessis. With Bishnoi, you've got to watch out for the googly, haven't you?
Yeah, he bowls a lovely googly, and also the one which comes from the front of his arm, which just skips through, which slides on. So he's got a couple of different variations. He prefers to bowl more of those than the leg spinner. Has got less control with his leg spinner than the other deliveries. So you've got to be a bit watchful as a batter.
Here he comes in his blue shirt. That looked like a googly. He was tossed up outside off stump. Kohli hits it into the ground, straight back to Bishnoi. There was half an appeal from the wicketkeeper. I think they knew that was a bump ball, though.
Yeah, he wanted to go towards mid-off, just turning his bat at the very end, using a bit of bottom hand, Virat Kohli. Straight back to the bowler. Good start for Bishnoi, only 2 runs of his first 3 deliveries.
Here he is again. This one's dragged down short, and it's going to be a wide. It was a googly that went wrong. It was very short. Kohli, you could have heard there, scream of anguish. He thought he missed out.
Yeah, he thought there was an opportunity for a boundary, even though he got a free run as a wide. But as a batter, you know that you could have picked 4 easy runs there, and that's why that anguish, that scream.
Kohli focused, zeroing in on his eyes here. He looks in the mood today. That short outside off stump, he cracks it to Kyle Mayers on the offside boundary. Again, another single, and he's disappointed with himself again. These are the high standards that Kohli has in this mood. He hasn't done much wrong.
I think he always felt that there was again an opportunity to hit the ball into the gap and pick up another boundary. He hit it straight to the deep cover fielder. 2 more deliveries to go.
Bishnoi whirring away. He's a very busy action. Bit of confusion in the middle between du Plessis and Kohli. Kohli raises his hand to du Plessis, says sorry for hesitating, but they come through for a single. It was always a single.
It just shows his intent. He wants to be on the strike. He wants to play those shots. He wants to face as many deliveries as possible. And when Virat Kohli is in that mood, as an opponent, you should be a bit worried.
I think they are worried right now, Abhishek. 44 of 28. He's looking imperious. Final delivery of Bishnoi's first. Again short, but he cramps up Kohli on the offside. He goes onto the back foot, pushes it to backward point. They come through for a single. So that's a pretty good first over from Ravi Bishnoi. Just goes for 6. 62 without loss off 7. But they will want to nip this in the bud. They'll need to break this partnership up. These two, once they get together, as they showed in the first game against Mumbai Indians, very hard to stop. But if you look at the rest of the RCB batting lineup, you've got Glenn Maxwell, of course, Dinesh Karthik. They are perhaps missing Rajat Patidar, who is injured, who's out for possibly the whole tournament. They can get into that middle order, they might be in business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot would depend how Glenn Maxwell bats. And he's somebody we know that could be a hit or a miss. Again, against a spinner, there's always a question mark. But they've got Shahbaz Ahmed again, who's an all-rounder who can do a job as a left-hander. Dinesh Karthik, we haven't seen much form from him. So he's again an important player. Anuj Rawat getting an opportunity. Wayne Parnell can bat. So yes, they have the depth, but a lot will depend on these two.
Krunal Pandya in. He really floats that one up, Krunal Pandya. Normally fires the ball in, but a lot of air there. I don't think Kohli was ready for it. He just pushed it out with a straight bat for a single into the offside.
Yeah, I think looking at the surface and looking at the pitch, you know as a bowler, the quicker you bowl, the quicker it's going to go. You've got to vary the pace. You've got to flight it. You've got to try and turn the ball as a spinner. Very, very important on that occasion. Fab du Plessis just moving away as Krunal Pandya was just about to deliver. And if you look at where they have bowled, majority of the balls have been in that short or good length area. They haven't really gone very full against both these players. But yeah, Krunal Pandya, as he progresses over again, I think he is going to take a lot of pace off because it's such a good surface to bat on.
Krunal Pandya again, and again, just a single. This time, Faf du Plessis forces to the man sweeping on the offside boundary. So it's a nice little period this for Luck. Now they're just dragging things back.
Yeah, you can sense either is going to be a big hit in this over. Virat Kohli is going to try and step out and try and take him on over his bowler's head. He loves going over the top.
This one fired in quicker. That is Krunal Pandya 101. Another single, so 3 singles to start the 8th over. The score moves up to 65 without loss.
And Faf loves going over cow. Loves the slog sweep. Just have to wait and see. Does he go against the spin of Krunal Pandya? Though he brings the ball in most of the time.
Not got going yet. Faf du Plessis, and again, he's missed the ball. Well down leg side, thumps into his pad, and they come through for a single. He's 15 off 15 balls at the moment, du Plessis. Kohli's having to do all the work here. 47 off 31.
Yeah, apart from the first delivery, he bluffed everyone in the first delivery when he tossed it up, when he flighted it. Since then, it's just been darts. He's bowled really quick into the pads of the batter, not allowing them to free their arms, giving them any room on either side.
Kohli can hear the chants. He just clips away to the leg side. Avesh Khan comes round and they take just a single. So it's all singles at the moment. Just 5 off the first 5 deliveries of Krunal Pandya. The run rate is just dropping back a little bit, just over 8 at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's Fab du Plessis who needs to take a chance here. Even if he gets out, he's got to take a chance. He's got to hit a few boundaries, because the more time he takes, the more pressure that puts on Virat Kohli.
Final ball of the 8th to be bowled by Krunal Pandya. The crowd still in good spirits. The chance of RCB and Kohli ringing out throughout this game. Faf du Plessis finds the middle on this occasion, but plenty of protection out on the offside boundary, this time at wide long off. So a good second over, third over rather, from Krunal Pandya. He is none for 22 off 3. 8 overs gone, 68 without loss. So it's a small playing surface, this, isn't it? It's not an easy place to bowl spin, but the spinners doing a really good job for Lucknow. They just needed to get on the front foot after that power play, and they've done so.
Yeah, I think they've come back quite strongly in the last 2 overs. It's only been 12 runs, 6 of the last, and then Ravi Bishnoi also bowled his first over for just 6 runs. So if you can get away with 6 runs on this pitch in a small ground, you're doing a great job as a bowling unit, and that's what gets you wicket. That puts a lot of immense amount of pressure on the batting unit, and probably this is the over. I think this is the over. Is going to go break. They might pick up a wicket here. Faf du Plessis, you can see it that he's desperate to hit a few big shots. So you just have to wait and see. Does he go for those big shots, he gets away with it, or they lose a wicket here, RCB?
Just one boundary for du Plessis so far in his 16 balls. Here comes Bishnoi. Du Plessis works him into the leg side. Lots of protection on the leg side for Bishnoi. So just another single for du Plessis. Looking into the stands, plenty of red shirts out there. Plenty of people very excited to have IPL cricket back in Bangalore. Of course, this is just the second game back. They haven't had home and away crowds since 2019 anywhere. So a rare treat for the local fans. Here's Bishnoi, good ball, googly dot ball as well that comes in towards Kohli's off stump, just pushes it back to the bowler.
Yes, what great to see is the length they have bowled in the last 2 or 3 overs. They've kept the ball away from the batter, very wicket to wicket. They've hardly given any room. They're asking the batters to take a risk. If they want to go for the big shot, they have to take a risk. There aren't any freebies for these players.
Kohli just 2 away from a half century. He's faced 33 balls. Here comes Bishnoi, doing a really good job. Bishnoi, he's not allowing either of these batters to get underneath him. They can't come down the track to him because he bowls it so quick.
Yeah, and also just, that's exactly what I was saying, that the length he's bowling, just short of good length, where you can't really plant your foot, go through the line, or you can't go on the back foot because he skids the ball and he bowls it so quick. So you've got to come towards the ball, you've got to step out, otherwise you're not going to get to the pitch of the ball.
Will du Plessis take a risk? No, he doesn't. He just pushes forward into the offside. Good length ball on off stump, and they come through for another single. It's been a while since we've seen a boundary, actually.
Yeah, it's been I think 16 deliveries or 18 deliveries since we have seen the last boundary. And that is just extraordinary bowling, given the way the pitch is behaving. It's a wonderful surface to bat on. And Virat Kohli's final delivery of this over, what is he going to do? Is he going to take a chance here? Is he going to go for the big shot? They need a boundary desperately, RCB.
2 balls left in the 9th, 71 without loss. Short from Bishnoi, not timed by Kohli, goes straight down to long on, but he gets to a half century, his second in 3 innings. He is looking, Abhishek, like he is back to the old Kohli. Those memories of that long period of time without 100 in all formats, they seem to be gone now.
I think, to be honest, too, if you ask me, I don't really agree with the 100. Yeah, he's got a drought, he's got a period where he didn't get a lot of 100s, but people forget how many 50s he's got in that period. It's not that he wasn't scoring runs, but he wasn't getting those 100s. Yes, he's such a special player. The expectation is a lot more from him than anybody else.
50 or 35 balls for Virat Kohli. Yeah, there was a lot of attention on him over the last few months because he did go a very long time without 100 in all formats. But in the last 9 months, he's got 100s in T20 internationals, ODIs and tests. So all of those monkeys have disappeared.
Absolutely. And then the Ravi Bishnoi was again stopped by Faf du Plessis, because I think a lot of times the spider cams come into your way because they keep moving that camera around everywhere in the stadium. Final delivery. They need a boundary. And LSG need a wicket.
Really good spell this from Ravi Bishnoi. The call for 2 quickly from Faf du Plessis, and they'll get it this time. He just eased that off the back foot out towards deep cover, enough to the left of Carl Mayers for them to get a 2. So Bishnoi's 2 overs have gone for 12. It's 74 without loss off 9 overs now, and I would suggest that RCB will really want to get their skates on very soon, because we've seen before at this ground you can score very quickly, you can get massive totals 18 sixes per match they've averaged over the last 5 years there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the last, they were on 55 after 6. In the last 3 overs, they've just got 19 runs, run a ball. And at this point in time, you would feel that Lucknow Super Giants in a better position, even though RCB haven't lost a wicket. But I think they've managed to pull things back quite nicely. From RCB's point of view, they need to put their skates on. They need to get going now.
Krunal Pandya to bowl out. Kohli can't beat the man at cover, and it's not going to even be a single. Well fielded by the skipper KL Rahul. So Lucknow Super Giants very happy with the last 3 or 4 overs, but not happy with that delivery. Kohli's gone back and pulled right in front of square into the stand. That is the first boundary in some time, and this is the start of the next push for RCB.
Yeah, we often talk about momentum, and with one boundary, 1 over, everything shifts from batting team to the bowling team, and suddenly you see the shift again, and probably that's the start of a shift. 84-meter long 6, slightly short, didn't get his rent right, but Virat Kohli, the form he is in, he's not going to miss those pies.
Pies. Yeah, I've seen a few of them in club cricket over the years, that's for sure. So Kohli now 56 off 37. Bit of a lull in the atmosphere now, but it has been electric there, hasn't it? Ravi Bopara, I was on with him actually the other day, and he reckons that the Chinnaswamy is the best atmosphere in the IPL when it's rocking. Just touched into the leg side by Kohli, wants to. There's only one there, so he'll get a single. Do you agree with that?
I think it's a great atmosphere. I've been fortunate enough to play a few IPL games over the years there. And I think Wankhede, when it's a full stadium, it's a great atmosphere. Eden Gardens is another one. So there are a few, but yes, Chinnaswamy is right up there in terms of atmosphere. And also because it's a small stadium, it just makes such a massive noise. And the cheer and the support of the supporters all over India, not just Chinnaswamy, it doesn't matter where you're playing. It's just outstanding.
Krunal Pandya tosses this one up. Faf du Plessis swipes into the gap. He didn't get that cleanly at all. He was trying to hit that a bit straighter towards long on. Came off a thick inside edge in between long on and deep mid wicket for a much needed boundary for him.
And there are a couple of practice pitches in the ground which makes the ball, once the ball drops there or pitches there, it just skids through, and that's exactly what happened on that occasion. Those practice pitches does make life very difficult for the fielder if you're in long on or deep mid wicket area. That's a good over so far. They've got 11 in the first 4 deliveries.
Just waking up again. This one's quicker into the pitch from Krunal Pandya. Du Plessis goes back and whacks it to long on, gets off strike, gets Kohli back on. Only one delivery left in the over though.
Yeah, you can sense that Virat is again trying to go. He's going to go. He's hit 4 sixes in his innings so far.
Right down the middle of the bat from Kohli. Decides he's just going to keep the strike. Plays that to wide long off for a single. He moves up to 58 off 39. Du Plessis 25 off 21, and halfway through the innings, RCB are 87 without loss. Abhishek Jhunjhunwala's going to have a bit of a blow. Joined again by Atif Nawaz for the next 5 overs. What do you reckon, Atif? Do you think RCB still in the box seat, or do they need a few more? I know they haven't lost any wickets, but this is a ground where sometimes 200, 220 might not be enough.
No, I mean, you'd still rather have it on the board, I suppose, and they look good for it. 87 for no loss after 10 overs. I mean, if they go at 12s from here, that's 207. 10s, I think they'd be disappointed by 10. I mean, if you got 10 wickets in hand, you don't really want to go at 10s anymore, such as the modern game. 187. I think you're right. 220, and they'll be pleased. I mean, they won't be counting any chickens, because obviously, as you say, things get chased down at the Chinnaswamy. But 220, and I think they'd be very happy with that. And that's really what they should be aiming for as well, with 10 wickets in hand.
Yeah, plenty of batting to come. Maybe Maxwell will come in next. Dinesh Karthik, we know what he can do in the last 5 overs of an innings. Shahbaz Ahmed, Mahipal Lomroor. Ravi Bishnoi in for his 3rd over. Short again, and hit straight to Mark Wood, who's sweeping on the leg side boundary. He's only bowled 1 over so far, Wood. I wonder when we'll see him again. Pace, unfortunately, with this small playing surface, sometimes can go the distance, which counts against Wood, of course.
Yeah, I think it's still... I'm quite surprised, Matt, when I look at the score. Krunal Pandya having bowled out his 4 overs in the first 10 overs of the game. I wouldn't have predicted that.
This one's tossed up more outside off stump. Lots of width though, and it's climbed into by Faf du Plessis. That's a good shot. He just went on the width there, didn't really move his feet across, but threw his hands at that delivery from Bishnoi, who for the first time really gives the batsman some width, and he pays the price.
Yeah, it was beautiful timing, wasn't it? Just waited on it, as you say, perfectly. Just made the optimal contact. You see the keeper behind the line of that ball, just looking at it, and it just whistled away. The contact was absolutely spot on. The fans having a wonderful time. They're getting very good value for their money at the moment. Runs all around the ground.
Well, they're used to a lot of superstars at the Chinnaswamy over the years. The Galacticos, the likes of Chris Gale and AB de Villiers. Virat Kohli still there. Faf du Plessis. They've always got a couple in their side. Short and pulled to Mark Wood again. Deep backward square leg by du Plessis. He moves on to 30 off 23. 93 without loss halfway through the 11th.
The last delivery just kept a little bit lower as well, didn't it? And you saw Faf du Plessis just gesturing with his hand as well to suggest it kept a little bit low. It's the first bit of sort of lack of complete 100% truth we've seen from this surface. It's just a little eyebrow raiser.
Here's Bishnoi. Short, googly, missed by Kohli. It was going down the leg side, but thumped into his thigh pad, so a valuable dot ball. I think he's finding it hard here to get Bishnoi away. It's something about the angle, just coming into him. Lots of googlies, lots of pace. Not finding it that easy. 2 balls left in Bishnoi's 3rd over. Kohli sets himself in his red and black gold pads. And he's just going to get a single out to the leg side. Moves on to 60 off 42.
He's relentless as well, Bishnoi. He just, before you know it, before you just got yourself back down into your stance, he's already ready to run in and bowl at you, as he is now. He's just non-stop.
Now it's Faf du Plessis' turn with his gold helmet and gold pads. They've got a fantastic uniform, RCB. Gold pads, gold helmet, black shirt, red trousers. Very distinctive. Play and a miss from du Plessis. That kept a bit low as well, actually. Final delivery of Bishnoi's over. He finished with just 2 singles off his last 4 deliveries, so he's none for 19 through 3. Again, it's out the back of the hand, and this one